What's up, guys? Happy Monday. We got double football tonight. We got some baseball starting in the afternoon. It's a solid Monday coming off a fun NBA game last night. A lot to be excited about in the world of sports. Only 2 games today for baseball, though. So there's no write-up on 2-game slates. This will just be kind of like a members-only type of video, and we're just going to share it for the public and just give our quick thoughts on it.
Yeah, man, I couldn't wait for this baseball slate because it's the first one we've had since Friday. Took down a tournament on Friday night, so feeling good. And it always sucks when you have like the layoff in between days. So I could not wait for this baseball slate.
I bet, guys. Shimmy on over to overlaydfs.com if you haven't already. The matchup shop is alive and fire. I got an NFL pick, or a couple NFL picks I like a lot, and specifically just a sneak preview. One of the beautiful parts about Overlay DFS, which makes it a lot easier than playing against all the sharks with the big money and everything like that on a couple other websites. If it doesn't play out, and if guys, aren't playing that you like, it just gets nixed and off the board. You don't have to worry about that. Like, I love Devontae Adams +5 right here against Travis Kelce. And if Adams can't go tonight, he can't go. You just get your money back.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so talking about the baseball slate today, we haven't had a chance to talk this one over together yet, but my initial thoughts are to go Cole and Bassett and play the 2 pitchers up top. What are your thoughts?
Bassett's a lock for me for sure. And it's either Bassett and Cole or Bassett and Snell, but I lean Bassett and Cole for sure. Bassett is a lock, though, like lock for me. He's been so good to me. There's no way I personally wouldn't use him.
I got it. That's, the bias that we all get in DFS, right? If a guy continually makes you money, it's hard not to just keep giving him the ball, right?
I mean, yeah, and yes, you're right. I also feel like bias might be, not sure the word, it is a bias, but also he was like the best pitcher in the AL over the past month.
He's been amazing. It's not technically a home game, but he's been amazing at home. He's been really, really good. The last, is it 5 straight starts now? Yeah, 5 straight starts. And even though Houston's coming off the dub against Minnesota, it's not like their offense was killing it.
Mm-mm.
So
I definitely liked him more. I completely forgot about it not being, being at a neutral site. Bassett was more a lock for me at home because he's been amazing in Oakland.
I got it. So I liked Blake Snell last time. I think we differed on that one a little bit. But for me, that was more about going after Toronto. Like, I can't pull the trigger against the Yankees. They're too good. I get it. I could definitely be wrong here. I am a Blake Snell fan. And even though the strikeout numbers have been a little lower this year, that's back-to-back 9K starts. He only went 82 pitches last time, but he went 108 the time before. So if he's balling, he could easily go 100 pitches again. I just look at Garrett Cole and the proposed upside he has. It's unmatched, really, without, the outside of a couple of pitchers. He's also been amazing in the postseason in his career. So it's not a guy who gets small coming off a dominant start against your Indians. It's hard for me to get away from him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. I hate picking on Tampa, but I agree. I mean, you're not going to be in love with any matchup here.
Well, I don't want to really pick on Houston or Oakland either, but it's the hand that we're dealt, right?
Yeah, I do like Oakland bats, though.
Yeah, I know. You're not a big McCullers guy, and I would say that I'm also not a big McCullers guy, maybe a little bit more than you are. We'd like them better at home. Again, we're on a neutral site right here. But of all the pitchers going today, who is the guy with the most blow-up starts? Now, his upside's real, and if you like McCullers, I think we both understand that. He's been really good 3 straight times, albeit against Texas twice and Seattle once. Who's the guy that gets blown up from time to time? Well, that would be McCullers, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, also,
I was going to say, to your point, like, you can make rational cases for, I mean, it's only 2 games also. Like, you can make rational cases for almost anything on this slate.
Yeah, I mean, that's your classic 2-game MLB slate, right? It's the easiest time to get weird because you don't have to beat the field. You have to beat the field, but the field is really small.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, I'm looking Bassett, Cole.
Same.
I kind of view it that way. And I don't mind a one-off against Garrett Cole, and he goes by the name of G-Man Choi.
Well, it's not even, for me, I more than don't mind a one-off. Like, that's a good way to get different on this slate, is using a one-off or 2 against your pitcher, and maybe they have a couple hits off him. Maybe they get to the bullpen. But we saw it like, in that last 2-game slate when the Cardinals were so chalky and like didn't do anything. It didn't take much to get, enough to be different elsewhere.
Yeah, I got G-Man Choi as my favorite one-off against Cole. Just Choi ball well, and he's owned Cole in his career. He's matched up with him 15 plate appearances, has walked 3 times, only struck out twice, 3 doubles, 3 home runs, 8-12. He's 3K, so he lets you get up to the better bats. Don't get me wrong. I totally get Matt Olson, and I know if you like Oakland, that's probably your guy at first base, but I think G-Man Choi is my favorite one-off.
Yeah, I get that. Olson's really cheap, but Choi is really cheap and lets you get a lot of the good Yankees bats if that's where you want to go.
And then also at the catcher position, also from that game, it's dissipated. A lot of this came early in his career, so it hasn't been quite as lopsided over the last two. But early on, Gary Sanchez was pure ownership of Blake Snell. 5 home runs, but I swear those 5 home runs came in like the first 9 at bats.
Yeah, I don't know, but it would make sense. Sanchez seems to have regressed a bit, but he does look decent now.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a high upside catcher, so I can get on board. Otherwise, it's a good spot to get some cap space, right?
Sure. You gotta if they're in the lineup. I mean, I do like personally the top 2 guys here. And when you say cap space, I mean there's only going to be 4 catchers. Yeah, right. I mean, Michael Perez might be the guy at 3,200.
If he's in there, or Zanino, or whatever it might be. So catcher's an ugly position. As far as second base goes, the problem with the Oakland guys at second base is both of them, or all of them, seem to get pinch hit for.
The Tampa guys?
Oakland guys. Like Pinder may not be in there, but as soon as they switch things up, you get a lot of pinch hitting on Oakland, and the second base seems to be the spot where they get it. Because I know you like Oakland, but maybe that's a spot where you skip Oakland and go somewhere else so you can get the rest of the Oakland guys on the spot.
For sure. I mean, I think Lascelles leading off or batting second is solid. And if Pinder makes the lineup, he's solid for me because if they're starting him against McCullers, I don't think they're going to pinch hit him.
It's also a good spend-up spot, in my opinion. I mean, out of all the guys from the Yankees I want in my lineup, it's Stanton and LeMahieu. So if there was a Yankee guy to get to, that would be it for me.
I get that.
I like the way LeMahieu matches up with Snell, at least as far, because I'm going to have to go against some pitcher I don't want. I can't play all Oakland, right?
For sure.
So, okay. I think for us, then it's LeMahieu, LaStella, or Pinder for cap space. Looking over at third base, the same thing would go with DJ LeMahieu and Tommy LaStella right there. Otherwise, Ursh is affordable-ish.
Yeah, Jake Lamb, too. It's 3,200.
Yeah. And then Lamb fits that same mold that if a lefty comes in later, you get pinch hit for him. But it's a 2-game slate, right? It ain't going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the nature of the beast on this one. So, and Lamb is really cheap, right?
Yep.
Like, that helps a lot while building. And you may only get 2 at-bats, and that's fine. It is what it is. It's a 2-game slate. Most of your things aren't going to be perfect.
This is so true.
So, shortstop, I think that's a spot where I'm probably, for me, as far as Oakland goes, I'm definitely looking at Marcus Semien.
Yeah, same. Definitely this guy I like a lot from Oakland.
Yeah, because I'm with you. Like, obviously, I'm not trying to pick on my pitchers a ton, so you're going to have to use some guys against McCullers, and you're going to have to use some guys against Blake Snell. Semien's a priority for me.
Same. And what's interesting is, and who knows if this holds up, but right now, Bassett's coming in by far the lowest owned pitcher, like by far.
Okay.
Cole and Snell, and then McCullers like triple his ownership even. So you got Oakland stack coming in, you've got Houston stack coming in higher owned than Oakland stack.
What I like about Oakland also is they just got the monkey off their back. Like, this is a team with a lot of the same parts for a few years now that has really struggled in the playoffs. Lost game 1 against the White Sox, looking more of the same old, in quickly, out quickly. And then they got that dub against a good White Sox team. They're rolling into confident. They're playing with a little bit more house money than they have in a while. Yes. Monkeys off the back. I love intangibles a lot more in playoffs than I do in a regular season game, and this is a great spot for it.
And, I don't care about this because they're not going to, play better because of it, but they hate Houston. They will rub it in if they have the chance. I love the cut of their jib.
Oh, okay. So they're like all 31 other teams that hate Houston?
Well, they've I think Laureano and the Houston coach got into a fight this year. they've been known to get at it with Houston.
So if you want to go a little chalkier in cash games and go with Cole Snell, because I can get on board with Snell over Bassett or McCullers as well, just because I'm a big Blake Snell fan, and take the offense from that game. I get it, but I'm kind of with you on this one. I like the idea of a lower-owned Oakland and maybe playing some tournaments today and not focusing on the cash games on the two-game slate. I'm completely on board with that.
I'm with you.
So looking at the outfield, another guy that's going to be a priority for me from the Yankee side of things. I told you my two favorite Yankees are DJ LeMahieu and Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton's having an excellent playoff series so far. 2 home runs already, walked a couple other times. We know he hits lefties well. I don't think he actually has a ton of experience against Blake Snell, probably because both of these guys are hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
2 of 11 with a home run and 5 strikeouts. That's about what you'd expect, right? Like one more hit and he's batting almost 300. You would expect Stanton to strike out a lot against Blake Snell, so that doesn't surprise me, but he has gotten him to go yard once. And we know Stanton loves to hit off of lefties.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like here, there's like literally one thing I don't like, and I know you'll agree. I wish he didn't have 2 days off.
Sure, but everybody has 2 days off.
Yeah, this is true. I just wish he didn't.
Well,
because he's a guy that can get cold quickly. Like no one has it, but I don't care about other guys as much as I care about him. Is the point?
If you're looking to be a little different too, I mean, the unknown team is going to be Tampa because Garrett Cole's the best pitcher on the slate. So a guy like a Margot, for example, who can run and might, played well in the series against Toronto. If you're looking to get a little different with a one-off, he's 3,200, and you're not gonna light up Garrett Cole. So they might look to produce runs, and if Margot can reach on an air or get a single, good chance he tries to run.
Well, like that's what I'm saying. Like Tampa stack is coming in very unknown, so maybe you don't, stack Tampa. But what if McCullers and Bassett both? What if McCullers, Bassett, and Snell all pitch well? Like, and Cole pitches well, but gives up 6 hits and 2 runs. And Tampa, like, one of the highest scoring teams on the slate. It's not inconceivable at all.
Look, anything can happen, but I say with great confidence, you're not going to light up Garrett Cole. But he's got 2 things that he does. He gives up home runs, and he gives up stolen bases. Those are the things that DK rewards the most. I ain't stacking Tampa Bay, but I brought up G-Man Choi, and anybody on their team that's capable of stealing a base is capable of getting 5 points. You mentioned when you had the little tournament takedown the other day. It doesn't take a lot of points here. You're not looking for a guy to hit 3 home runs necessarily. If G-Man Choi hits a solo home run and Olsen, comes in with 3 points and Luke Voigt, grabs 1 walk, like that could be monstrous. Or even Yuli Gurriel does nothing but a single. These guys come in for 3-2 and 3 points, but a solo home run by Choi, that could be a huge difference maker on a day like today.
Yeah, I mean, and truth be told, it's more than likely that no stack goes off. Like, you don't have to stack today. You could use one-offs all over, and a bunch of them could be against your pitchers, in my opinion. Like, if your pitchers strike guys out but give up a couple runs, and the other pitchers, don't give up runs but don't strike a lot of guys out, like, you could outscore both ways. So I think everything's in play on this slate, personally.
Look, we got Garrett Cole, perennial Cy Young candidate. Blake Snell, who's when he's pitching well, he's a former Cy Young. Right now, Chris Bassett over the last 5 starts looks like a Cy Young. And McCullers, while he's a little hit or miss, when he's locating and pitching well, has Cy Young type of stuff. He just doesn't offer that type of consistency. This is a slate set up where there could be 7 total runs. And this is not a lot of offensive points. Getting that one guy who's a little bit. So, anybody specifically from Oakland that you really, really is high on your list?
I got to wait for their lineup to come out. And luckily it's the first game. So I want to see what it looks like. And I love Simeon. I like the top of their lineup. Simeon, Olsen, Kana has been really good this year. Loriano. I like the lineup. I mean, they're my favorite offense here. I just like them.
Okay. Now, I know some of you guys might be thinking maybe Houston didn't have a lot of faith in them, and then they won a series, so now maybe you have more faith in them. They beat the Twins. The Twins haven't won a postseason game since the early 1700s. That's 29,000 straight losses now they've gone through. Beating the Twins is no big deal.
Nah, I mean, I think Oakland could sweep them here. I think they're in for a brutal. I like Oakland. They're like Tampa to me. I had certainly like them more than the Astros.
Gotcha. Another guy that could be very cheap
Yeah.
for Tampa Bay would give you Kevin Kiermaier. Once again, he's not a great hitter, but he is capable of a home run, and he is very capable of stealing a base, which, again, are the things that Garrett Cole gives up. Like, you don't score runs on Garrett Cole because you put together 9 straight hits. That's just not who he is. But what you can do is you can run against him. Kiermaier has a stolen base against him and has a home run against him. Like that one play, Kiermaier at 2,900, also he makes it a lot easier to get guys like Giancarlo Stanton or anybody else that might be more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we see this slate pretty similar. It's definitely, now that you've been kind of telling me the ownership percentages, it's a day where I'll focus on GPPs as opposed to cash games because I prefer the GPP build. If Oakland's going to be lower owned, fine. And I'm going to play Garrett Cole, but maybe I play a one-off or two against him, specifically guys that can steal bases and hit for power.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Actually, we see this very similarly.
And that happens sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so many ways you can go, and it's just a little surprising to me that people would play McCullers over Bassett here.
The industry loves McCullers. They seriously get shoved for McCullers.
It just, man, give me all the Bassett,
Gotcha. Let's just to reiterate, Garrett Cole has really good postseason numbers, which is another reason to like him. Besides the fact that he is tremendous. I haven't really looked up McCullers postseason industry,
Yeah, we looked it up because he was supposed to pitch like game 2 of this Twin series. He was pretty good.
All right. Yeah. 2 innings in the postseason. 2.5. He's been pretty good. Doesn't mean he won't be bad today or anything. Just to give you a heads up, he has been decent.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. I think that's all we got for today, though.
That's all I got.
All right. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys.